Hi, I'm Matias. I'm the founder of PRLab. PRLab is one of the top tech PR firms helping tech startups, scale-ups, and corporations grow with the power of PR from all over the world. And that's why I'm making this video for you. We're going to talk about everything you need to know about doing PR for startups and scale-ups. So let's dive right in. Before we start, my credentials. I wrote a book about PR for startups called The PR Paradox, How to Master the Art of PR as a Startup or Scale-Up. I also work in-house at 3 different startups, and at PRLab we have worked with over 150 tech startups from all over the world in different stages of growth, from pre-seed all the way to unicorn and exit. So I know a little bit about what I'm talking about with you now. So first, let's get the facts straight. Why do startups need PR? Startups need PR for a simple reason. It's not enough to write articles in your blog, and it's not enough to run ads for people to get to know you. PR plays a fundamental role in building trust. So by getting third-party endorsements in the media, you're building your own trust with the audience. Especially if you're in the B2B tech field, and maybe you've seen some of my videos in the past talking about this, the life cycle of the buyer journey is way longer than in the B2C space. So trust is a fundamental, critical part of it. Companies compare, let's say, software products or different consulting services with each other. They discuss it internally, they compare proposals and so on. Building trust is fundamental to influence the B2B decision buying journey. NPR plays a key role in this, as well as getting investment, getting visibility in front of investors. Trust building nowadays is becoming more and more important because there's so many players out there claiming to do things that they actually don't do, and companies saying that, for example, there are AI companies that they're not, or crypto NFT companies that cannot necessarily walk the talk or are a bit shady and so on. So like, trust is really important, and PR builds exactly that through third-party endorsements. How do we get those third-party endorsements? Well, we write content, we share press releases, we build relationships with the media, and we start sharing relevant content with them. So then they feature us in return in their stories and mention us. And those mentions typically translate into more visibility for ourselves and a higher domain authority for our website and more traffic in return. So there's many benefits that these startups see out of doing PR consistently over time, such as increasing traffic, increasing leads, getting investment, being able to expand and localize stories in new markets, as well as increasing their online presence in AI results. As we know, AI tools such as Gemini, Perplexity, Claude, they use the media as a key factor when determining which companies to feature in their results. And also Google does the same when it comes to increasing their domain authority and the domain score of different websites. So there's multiple benefits of doing PR as a startup, and it's not just lead generation. And the startups that get it right are the ones that consistently do PR over time, and not just when they have an announcement to share, which is something that happens a lot in the startup world. Let's talk about some do's and don'ts for startups wanting to do PR. Do's: do it consistently, not just once. Also, understand that PR is not about having a network, but about telling the right story in the right time and the right outlets. Also keep in mind that the metrics that we use in PR are fundamentally different than the metrics that marketing teams use or sales teams use. We don't measure our work based on leads generated, mainly because we're third-party reliant. Our practice also takes longer to bring in good results than, running an ad, for example. And there's also other benefits that come from the work that we do that go beyond just generating leads. So PR is not a sales practice or a marketing practice. It's all about advocating for your reputation and growing your share of voice over time to achieve some of the results that I mentioned at the beginning of the video. Also, always be prepared when it comes to speaking to the media. There's no such thing as being off the record, and always keep in mind what your key messages are and how you want to be perceived. Be proactive about your reputation instead of being reactive. And instead of waiting for a journalist to come reach out to you asking for a quote, go after them, share them proactively, know what your key messages are, and be prepared to keep control of the narrative. I made plenty of videos around this that you can watch in our YouTube channel. Some of the don'ts in PR for startups. Don't think this is just a one-time thing. Don't assume that results will happen overnight. Don't ask a journalist to share with you the draft of the article before they publish it, or to take down an article. Keep in mind the journalists are independent and they have their own way of working and ethics that we cannot really interfere with. Also, don't apply the wrong metrics to the work that we do, or do not expect your professionals to just pick up the phone and call a journalist and that will actually translate into a publication, because that's not how it works. Now, what are some of the trends that we're seeing lately in 2025 and 2026 in the field of PR for startups? Well, AI is playing a fundamental role in the work that we do, because now all know that the media and the media coverage is something that AI language models look at when deciding which companies to feature at in their results. So PR is playing a even more fundamental role nowadays to get featured in those results. Another important thing that we're seeing more and more is that thought leadership is becoming really important, even more than ever in the PR field, because the media, as we know it, is changing the media ecosystem. So Substack, for example, is playing a fundamental role, as well as podcasts even more and more when it comes to reaching audiences rather than traditional outlets that are struggling with their financials. So they add a lot of paywalls and it's becoming more and more difficult to reach our audiences via those channels. So the media ecosystem has been changing and we need to adapt to that. Also, there are more and more freelance journalists than before, and that's also something to keep in mind. And last but not least, fact-checking, using the right resources and using the right sources in our stories are becoming more and more important because of the over-reliance on AI tools for creating stories, creating content that we see nowadays. So it's really important to have critical thinking and to not just repeat what's been out there, but to get into the media with like fresh insights, because the competition is increasing more and more to get your stories featuring there in those outlets. If it's your first time doing PR and you would like to know more about how to do it right, feel free to get in touch with us. No strings attached. We can jump on a call, see if we're a match, and we will see you in the headlines. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.